Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at, well, Baby, Super Baby. We're going to take a look at just how good he is at 100% in the hidden potential system. Now, we received Baby a little while back, 2 weeks now, 3 weeks now, and, well, 2 weeks, and obviously we want to see just how good he is. I took a look at him at 55%. I was fortunate enough to get on my ticket summons. I know, how lucky. But mainly the thing is you want to take a look at how he does at 100%. Now, the big thing with Baby is also his link levels, because viewing a unit at 100% is great. Viewing a unit that has Big Bad Bosses, Terrifying Conquerors, Metamorphosis, and GT at level 10 links is a completely different unit to even that 100% unit. Thirst Conquest is 15% defense, Metamorphosis is 10% attack and defense, Big Bad Bosses, huge change between your start of turn defense and attack, GT, also 10%, so all those links mean a lot for Baby. Now, we're fortunate enough that we have a friend that is also max link level, so if you take a look at him, he is also at max link level, which is really interesting. So we're taking a look literally at the fully maxed out Baby, which is always, I guess, something interesting to take note of. But yeah, essentially when you're looking at this Baby, I think the super important thing here is the question of just how good does he perform and where is his place in the meta. So as a lead, I think the important thing to take note, he is a Corroded Body and Mind, Battle of Fate category lead. He has an additional 50% for characters who are Terrifying Conquerors, Final Trump Card, or GT bosses. He raises attack and defense in his base form, and then that base form has a very simple passive. Key +2, attack and defense at 250%, great chance of evasion, guards all attacks, Corroded Body and Mind category, ally support of 50% attack. When attacking 12 more key to 50% attack and defense, chance of evasion up 10%. This gives him effectively an 80% evasion chance rate, and then starting from the 5th turn, or when another 3 or more Corroded Body and Mind GT bosses category allies are on your rotation, you'll be able to transform from the 3rd turn. Now, like I said, his links, Thirst Conquest, Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, GT, they're huge, they're crucial, but his transformation is also equally as important, because his base form is just an evasive support. His transformation is where things get very interesting for him. Stacking attack and defense, he gains guarding all attacks on top of his great chance of evasion. He gets 60% ally, he creates strength orbs, he gets an additional 20% when attacking with 12 or more key, which is huge. That's obviously a 90% effective damage reduction rate, damage evasion rate when all allies are extreme. He gets a guaranteed additional. He gets the ability to force your enemy super attacks. If there are Corroded Body and Mind category characters or allies, he gets 30% damage reduction, crit hit rate, 3 or more key spheres, gives him attack with 120% and 30% crit rate, and 5 or more key spheres, or if there's an Earthbreed's Fighter category enemy, a single key sphere, attack of 120% and critical hit rate of 30%. So to cut a long story short, if you fulfill all those requirements, you will have guard, 90% damage evasion rate, 30% damage reduction, additional super, 90% crit, and creates orbs. That's a lot. That's a lot. Even for one unit to do, that's a lot. Not even talking into the fact that he is also a support of 60% attack. Not even factoring in that he has the ability to turn into a giant ape, which is huge. That's a lot. For a single unit, that's a lot. And I know the Corroded Body and Mind requirement does limit him a little bit, but he still fits more than fine on a GT Bosses team. He is very good regardless. So, with all that said, immediately the first question that springs to mind is, so that's a lot of utility in one unit. Is that unit now incredibly strong? And I think with Baby, the question is yes. Look, I think obviously attack-wise and defense-wise, we've seen better units. 400k, 500k start of turn doesn't sound like a lot. It's a decent amount when you consider that he's getting 250% when attacking. So he's effectively over doubling his attack and defense. And then on top of that as well, he's also, of course, guarding all attacks. He's also got damage reduction. He's got evasion. So I don't think defense is a huge problem for Baby. Obviously, if there is evasion disabled, then super attacks are going to give him a problem. Like normals, he'll be fine. Post super to handle most situations. If you talk about his leader skill, it's a decent lead. I think it's okay. Corroded Body and Mind is a bit strange. Not for Baby, but it's just a strange category to kind of lead. He, obviously is an understandable lead for that, but it's just a bit all over the place. It's Metal Coolers and Goku Rosés and things like that. So, but his giant ape form is incredibly powerful. It's super duper strong. He gives you 2 turns of immunity. It's very easy to activate. It does big damage with the active and big damage itself, which is huge. So it's 2 turns of quite decent damage for a giant form. So like I say, in all honesty, Baby is good. Like, he's just a very, very, very good character. I think with the sheer amount of what he does, forcing all super attacks, the guaranteed additionals, the guaranteed crits, I think the giant form outweighs almost all of his negatives. I just think there's so much sheer volume he brings to the team that really evaluating him solely based on certain factors is, not important. Especially when you consider that his 4 CO super attacks and his additional are locked behind extreme class, not corroded body and mind. So 30% damage reduction is great, but he does still have guard, he does still have evasion, and he does still have a decent post super defense. And then when you factor in as well that crit, he can still get 60% crit as well. So although it's you won't have 90%, 60% is still pretty good. It doesn't really change his build. So I would honestly wager that he is, at least by my estimate, a great unit. I think he just comes at a good time as well. GT Bosses is in a good space. GT Bosses is really strong. Physical Omega Shenron is really strong. He's giving full coverage to Baby. So he's giving full coverage to Baby with Battle of Fate and with 170% GT Bosses. And all of his buffs will apply to Baby. Remember, he gives GT Bosses damage reduction rate of 10% as well. So you don't miss that 10% nearly as much as you'd think. And although Baby's not giving him much in the way of direct support, what is really cool is that he is giving him orb changing. He is giving him 4C or enemy super attacks. So he's still giving him utility regardless of whether he's actively giving him support or not.